Hey guys, this is the specific outfit I wore back when I did my first video for YouTube at the peak of what for me was one of the most challenging time of my life. Uh, Passover time, lost my father, my business basically went kaput. All that revenue ceased to exist. It was massive amounts of fear, sirens everywhere, and that's where I was. And fast forward 8 months later, where am I? And the answer is I'm in a beautiful state. I live beautifully every single day, every single way. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I have moments. I have moments. We all do. We're human. Where I'm not perfectly in an ecstatic, happy state, right? But I don't stay there. I've committed myself to live beautifully every single day and every single way. And I use a formula for that, which goes with appreciation, progress, and contribution. And I do that every day. Guys, so listen, this is a story, okay? Today, December 1st, Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, I am creating a 30-day free challenge. I've envisioned it where half of it will be in December, half of it will be in January. So we close out 2020 on a really high note, really awesome note, really fantastically, and we go into 2021 with our best life. So today, for the first day of the challenge, um, what I'm doing is I'm going to post a little bio about myself, and I would like to request that you go and you find me on Facebook. I have a group. It's my Facebook page is Shiftan Yisrael, Shiftan, not O-N, Yisrael, Y, and just Israel. That's my Facebook page. And that's where you can find me on all social media, just Shiftan Yisrael. And then I have the group Shiftan with an O, with Shiftan, which is with an A. So Shiftan with Shiftan, um, Life Coach Mastery Edition. So definitely join that group. It's just starting to gain traction. I have a few select people that are, I've accepted, but I want it to grow exponentially. I'd love for you to come if you're serious and you're there to add value and not spam. And what we're going to do is everyone, whenever you watch this, even if you watch this, like I said, it's going to be basically go into 2 months, like this month and January, but it's going to be 30 days in total. And for the first day, post a bio about yourself, where you were in the beginning of the year or so, February, March, whatever, because that's when things really hit. What your path has been, your journey this whole entire year, and where are you now today? And where do you want to be? Where do you want to be emotionally? Where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to be spiritually? Where do you want to be socially, relationship, whatever? Like, where do you want to be? Where are you? And where do you want to be? And a little bio about yourself. So that's your first homework. So, in terms of myself, so let me start with myself, okay? My name is Shiftan Yisrael, okay? Shift on with shift on, right? That's the whole gist of what I do, right? Shifting on from negativity to positive, from limitations to unlimited. So my name is Shiftan Israel. I was born in Israel. I came to the U.S. when I was about a year and a half old. Grew up here my whole entire life in New York. In New York, right? And my parents are what we call Juhura, Jews from the Caucasian Mountains. They come from a town called Malchik, which is, I think, a few hundred years old. It's a Russian resort area. It's by the Caspian Sea, between the Caspian Sea and Black Sea. And we are what you call, or we call, anyone calls, mountain Jews. And that's who I am. Shalom Erish Mujuvura, Shalom Birarha, Hararha, right? Welcome to you guys, if anyone understands the language. But that's my story. I went to mostly private schools in the US, religious Jewish schools. And then I ended up going to Israel for a year, studying in yeshiva. Came back to the US. I was learning here in a really good yeshiva called Chaim Berlin and some other good schools. And then I went to college. I got my degree in psychology and finance from Brooklyn College, and a minor in philosophy. I was going to go ahead and be a therapist and get my PsyD and PhD and go open up a practice and go study and research and all that stuff. And I was doing that, and I did take some master's classes, but what I've realized is that was not my path. I forgot to tell you a little part. I used to work on Wall Street for a number of years. I was a stockbroker. I was a trader for many years. I've seen a lot of different markets. I've learned from the best. Anyways, and that's another track I'm working on, which you can see and find, my journey to develop a hedge fund, to developing a leading hedge fund. So that's another path. But let's go back to the life coaching. So what happened was I was obsessed with happiness. I'm a happy guy. I love being happy and living in a beautiful state. But we all have our ups and downs, and I'm not always in the peak state, right? So, why are others not happy? Why are other people miserable? Why are people depressed? What are they doing? What patterns are they engaging in? I started to study all that. And what I realized is that, yes, I love psychology and I love the whole field, but especially neuropsychology. But what I realized is that it's very focused on diagnosis. Let's diagnose the person. Let's find the problem with the person. Let's go ahead and just deal with the story, and go back to all of that pain or sorrow or whatever, and suffering. And by the way, that's another thing too. Like, pain, sometimes unavoidable. You experience pain, right? But it only becomes suffering when you let it become suffering. Suffering does not have to happen. And pain, no gain, like they say. You build muscle, like emotional muscle, so you can use your experiences to go ahead and build your muscles. So what happened was, I went on that path of going ahead and telling myself that psychology is very focused on that negative aspect, and it wasn't really for me, and so forth. And then lo and behold, about 4 years ago, in January, we're approaching the 4th year, January 16th, 2017, I saw a video, New Year, New You, with Tony Robbins. And he was awesome, this 6'7" giant of a man. And he was like, it's about your rituals and progressing and living in a beautiful state and this and da-da-da-da. And I was like, wow, this guy's really on point. Everything he says is truthful. And he seems very sincere. And I started studying him. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's been doing it for over 40 years. He's the top guy in the business. He's created millionaires, billionaires, taking people that were on the lowest levels of their lives and turned them around. And I was like, wow, I gotta study him, I gotta mentor him. And I actually met him on my birthday, like within a year. It was awesome. So that's what happened about 4 years ago. And then I started to say, you know what? Well, what made Tony Robbins who he is? Success leaves clues. And I think he is the best at what he does. For now, right? Hopefully he will. But at the same time, what he does is not unique to him. It's just that he does it the best. Success leaves clues, and he's learned from the best. So I started to study his path, and I started to see that Jim Rohn was his teacher, and he impacted him at 17 years old. So I started to study Jim Rohn and his whole outlook and his whole path to success. Then I said, well, wait a minute, what about Jim Rohn? Where did he learn from? And then I started to study Earl Shove, who's the guy that impacted Jim Rohn at about 26 years old. So when his life was not where it should be. And then I started to study Napoleon Hill and all the other fantastic people. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying for nothing, studying the most successful people on the planet, last few generations, and what they have in common, interviewing the top guys in the world. So I started to study him as well, and I started to obsess day and night and day and night and day and night until I fully felt that, and it impacted me and changed my life, and I got myself positioned and ready to go and create a life coaching program. So right now I am accepting a limited number, because there's limited time in the day, right? You can't have 100 clients at the same time that you do individually, but I am accepting a very few number of select individual life coaching clients. I'll give you guys a free consultation, half an hour, if you just mention the video and hit me up and message me or find me on the social media out there. But what happened was I built myself, and I got the whole entire life coaching situation, down pat, prepare myself with all the tools and all the things that need to be done to get results in my own life and other people's lives. So that's what happened, and that was my path. It's been rough for me. I lost my father, I lost people close to me in the last 8 months. A lot of things have happened, but I've not let that bring me down. And if anything, I've learned to live in a beautiful state every single day in every single way. And that's what I want to, bring out in you, because it's worked for me. I've learned it from people that it's worked for, that have used it on millions of people, and now I think it's your turn, right? Let's share the wealth. So, what I did was in my Facebook group, I've created a 30-day challenge. Like I said, Shiftan with Shiftan, which is basically going to be focused on helping you live in that beautiful state every single day, every single way, and to position yourself for the best year and even the best decade of your life. But that depends on you. You got to do the rituals. You got to do the homework. You got to be proactive and active and not reactive. You can't let people control what you do and how you feel, and let the media and everything else. And you can't control so much, but you can control so much more. Okay? And that's the difference between your happiness and your sadness. Okay? And stop focusing on what you cannot control and massively focusing on every day and night on what you do control. Appreciation, progress, contribution, so forth. Okay, so that's the story. That's my story. That's what's going on. This is the challenge. Okay, so this is my first day that I'm posting for you here on YouTube. I'm gonna take this video and then post it in my group, post it on my Facebook, maybe even Instagram. We'll see. And what I need you to do is I need you to go ahead, join the group. If you're serious only, not if you're there to spam. Go tell all of your friends, your family, loved ones, whoever you care for. It's a 30-day free challenge. I'm not charging, I'm not doing nothing. I'm using what I've learned, immersed in for years from the best of the best. And one of the things I've learned from Tony Robbins and others is that, you can spend 30, 40 years figuring something out, or you can go take someone else that has done that and learn from them and build upon that. And that's exactly what I did. Tony Robbins started at 17 years old. He's 60. He just turned 60 on February 29th. Pisces, like me, on March 7th is my birthday. And he spent 43 years mastering the art of impacting people and getting results and living in a beautiful state every single day in every single way, and destroying all fear and limiting beliefs. So that's what he's perfected. So I've learned from him, I've learned from his teachers and so forth, and that's what we're here to do in this group. So come, okay? Subscribe to my channel here. Definitely, I have a live coaching part of it, a 30-day challenge I'm doing. I record it every day live and I post it, which how I trade the S&P and my journey to building a hedge fund. I have this 30-day life coaching program that I'm putting on here for free for you, and it's going to be on Facebook. So definitely go, join, participate, and let's rock, okay? Love you guys. Sending you love from New York City, and this is your time to shine.